what's up, guys? This is the pitch. As you can tell, John's not here right now. Had a little bit of a problem, so we're going to move on without him. I'm B-Doms, this is Mitch, and this is our good friend Peps. So today's going to be a little different, but, you know, we're going to make do with what we have. So, any words, Mitch? Or?
No, John will be back next episode. We're just, Pep's going to fill in. He's going to be filling in. If any one of us can't make it in a week, he'll fill in for us.
Oh, and Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yep, you can see it's a Christmas episode. Got a tree or Santa. Yep.
So, yeah. So, moving on to top stories. Zach Greinke was traded to the Brewers. Thoughts?
Yeah, great move for the Brewers. Not only is this a good move for them, but it means they're not going to be selling either. Brian Braun staying on the team, Prince Fielder staying on the team. This lineup looks real good, and him paired up with Gallardo and John Axford in the back end and the bullpen for the closer. That's a pretty good team, and especially in the NL Central, they could be a team to beat, actually.
I could see them just taking over the NL Central completely with that lineup, and then they got the pitching rotation getting better, and that's a big loss to your Yankees, too.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, they're just going to shut up. But Gallardo and Greinke can basically compare, not as good, but as comparable to Carpenter and Wainwright. They can definitely give them some problems over there in the NL Central. It's not a very good division. I think the Reds had played a little over their heads last year. So and the Cubs aren't going to be strong, Pirates aren't going to be strong, and if the Reds aren't going to be strong, it's going to be the two-team race with the Brewers and Cardinals. I can see the Brewers winning that thing.
Definitely.
All right. Do you think they're going to make it to the World Series or contend for the World Series?
Do I think they'll make it? No. I think they can make the playoffs. I think they can definitely make the playoffs. They can, like I said, all they have to do is beat the Cardinals and they'll take that division. I don't think the Reds are as good as they were last year. But I still see the Phillies taking the World Series with that pitching rotation, as we talked about last episode. Hamels, Lee, Halladay, and Oswalt. It's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty young rotation. It's a good team though. But I could see them. They made a run a couple years back, and I can see them doing it again.
Yeah, I think they'll be like just one of those teams that will get in and lose the first round. Like they're gonna take a while to develop with everything that they have.
Yeah, I can see that. But the good thing for Brewers fans is it means at least for a couple years, Ryan Braun's still there. Prince Fielder's a free agent next year, but at least you're not going to see him being sold unless they're really out of it by the trade deadline. So yeah, I like the moves for Brewers fans, and I like the move for the Brewers.
All right. The Orlando Magic made two huge trades this week. One getting Gilbert Arenas for Lewis, and then they got Hedo Turkoglu. And what does this do for the team?
And Jay Rich.
And Jay Rich, yeah.
Yeah.
What does this do for this team? I mean,
this is a lot of people say this is an excellent move. I agree, but there's one big thing: they didn't get any bigs back. They lose Marcin Gortat and they lose Rashard Lewis. And they have Brandon Bass, but with Dwight Howard, with all those foul trouble he usually gets in, when they're game planning against the Magic, they just want to get Dwight Howard in foul trouble. And usually had Marcin Gortat come off the bench to relieve him a little bit, and you could see maybe Jameer Nelson or Rashard Lewis go off. But now without any bigs to back up Dwight Howard, that's going to be a problem, especially going up against the Celtics with Perkins and Shaq and Jermaine and Samir Den. That's going to be foul trouble. But I do like I mentioned last episode, Gilbert Arenas gives them a go-to guy. I think he's a better guy than Jameer Nelson. And they took down the San Antonio Spurs last game and ended their streak. Gilbert Arenas had some firepower. I think he obviously needed a change of scenery. It's a great move for Gilbert Arenas. Jay Rich had some firepower. I think Vince Carter has been a letdown for them ever since they let go of Hedo. They bring Hedo back. And that's going to work out perfect. And Brandon Bass is showing some signs, too. I like Orlando.
Yeah. I think it's actually a pretty good trade for the Magic, considering that I think Rashard Lewis is pretty overrated.
Yeah, he sucked the last couple of years.
And I think Vince Carter is going down the drain. He's getting older, and, getting Arenas, they'll bring some, hopefully,
I think you look at
drama to the team.
Yeah.
But,
I look at two of the biggest overrated players in sports are Derek Jeter and Vince Carter. I think letting Vince Carter go is one of the best moves that the Magic could have done. He's too much of a ball hog. Dwight Howard is that guy that they want to have the ball.
I don't know about Derek Jeter being overrated.
I'm a Red Sox fan. I can't overrate Derek Jeter.
I respect his game. I respect how he plays, but I think for what he gets for money, for his leadership, it's great, but for his production, I don't see it.
This contract that he signed, yeah, it's a little more than he's worth, but it is Derek Jeter, and
I'm sorry,
they're paying him for what he's done for them.
Rashard Lewis, I think, what was his contract like? He got like
$100 he got a max deal. Yeah, he got a huge deal, and he was supposed to be the second guy to Dwight Howard.
Definitely.
And actually, he was pretty good the first couple of years, but ever since they let Hito Turkoglu go and Vince Carter step up, he's really faltered down. He's a tweener. They don't know if he's going to be a power forward or a small forward. He's too small for the power forward position, too slow for the small forward. He's kind of in the middle. He has that good 3-point shot, but really they don't need those 3-point shooting with Jay Rich and Gilbert Arenas and JJ Redick too. So losing him was fine. Brandon Bass really stepped up. That's great. I just don't see they have enough backup bigs. That's the only problem.
So, do you think that they're going to keep up with the Celtics and the
I
Heat?
think they will.
I think the trade ultimately, if nobody gets hurt, would help them. But if Dwight Howard goes down or something and Marcin Gortat isn't there, it's going to really hurt them. But I think no, Boston's the best team in that East. I still like the Heat. I like the Knicks too. The Knicks are pretty good.
They're looking really good.
I like Atlanta and Chicago with Carlos Buter too. They're looking really good. Sotomayor MVP of the league so far.
And another thing, with Vince Carter for the Hito Turkoglu, that's a pretty good deal, because if I want to choose between Turkoglu and Carter taking my final shot, I'd take Turkoglu.
Oh, I would too.
He's clutch more any day than
The worst move that anyone in the Magic ownership did was trade Hito Turkoglu for Vince Carter.
Yeah, exactly.
Hito Turkoglu isn't that main guy. When he was on the Raptors, he really sucked because he was trying to be the go-to guy with Bosch. He didn't have that Jameer Nelson behind him. Now he can come in, ease in. He already knows the system. Sam Van Gundy already knows the strengths and weaknesses. It's going to be pretty good for them.
It's kind of like Branch going back to the Patriots.
It is,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh.
That's almost a
He's
great
ridiculous
analogy.
now.
And Moss, yeah, I like that analogy.
All right, so we have an email. John from New York asks, "What is your opinion on the Rex Ryan foot fetish video?" You want to explain this one first?
Yeah, well, I guess they found some video of Rex Ryan dressing up as like a cop or something with his wife, who talking about smelling her feet or something. I think it's going to be hilarious if whoever the Jets play, if the Jets make it to the playoffs, I think everyone should hand out like some paper foots or something, and everybody in the fans should hold up foots whenever Rex Ryan's out there, just to psych him out. This is the last thing everyone needs. Mark Sanchez sucks. Sal Losi screwed them last week. Now there's more media. This team, what a great team to cover this year.
Yeah.
With the Hard Knocks and everything. All this stuff's gone wrong. San Antonio Holmes is looking pretty good, but now Mark Sanchez going down and all this media attention, this team has faltered a little bit. I still see them making the playoffs, but this is going to hurt them more than help them.
I'm just saying, Rex Ryan, I never want to see you in a cop uniform. I'm not even going to look at that video ever.
Apparently it's online, so if you guys want to go check it out,
Deadspin.com.
I'm allowed to say.
maybe we'll put a link in the video or something.
No, we won't. But
No, we won't torture you guys.
Yeah.
One creepy guy.
I don't know.
All right.
He probably should go home.
Yeah.
We have another viewer email. Lucas from Concord, New Hampshire asks, what was the bigger impact move? Cliff Lee going to the Phillies or Zach Greinke going to the Brewers?
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, Cliff Lee's the better pitcher, but I'm saying bigger impact move. I'm going to go with Zach Greinke. Like I said, Brewers were about to be sellers and almost traded Prince Fielder. Now with Zach Greinke, this puts them back into the race, and I'd put them as maybe third best team in the NL right now behind the Phillies and the Cardinals. So I think as far as impact, it goes Greinke. I think if Phillies didn't get Lee, I think they still would have a pretty good rotation with Halladay and Hamilton.
They'd probably still be going back to the World Series.
Yeah, and losing Jason Worth hurts, but Dominic Brown can step in and be that right fielder for the future. I think he's going to be solid. So as far as impact goes, Brewers are a contender now. Without Greinke, they wouldn't be.
I agree, but I mean, it's the fact of it's Zach Greinke. I mean, he showed like earlier years that he can be really good, and then he can be really, really bad.
Well, that's social anxiety disorder. The good thing about the Brewers is there's no social anxiety there because you're playing in Milwaukee and nobody cares about Milwaukee.
Yeah, but he wasn't playing in Kansas City. How do you have social anxiety?
Yeah,
They're awful.
that's gonna be sad.
I
Yeah.
mean, but it's like
I don't know what's
If you went
worse.
to New York or Boston or a big city
He'd be
like that, he'd be
Cliff
screwed. Yeah.
Lee is the biggest deal out of all this because he is definitely just going to become like
He's
an
a monster.
all-star, even
Yeah.
bigger of an all-star over
He
there.
doesn't have to be that big time guy. I mean, this guy is the best composure ever, and as a playoff pitcher, he's one of the best playoff pitchers ever. Now he can take second spot after Halladay, take all the pressure off his shoulders.
I'm taking Cliff Lee fantasy drafts first round because he's going to be the best pitcher because he's going up against second string pitchers.
I disagree. I think this ups Greinke's fantasy value a ton. Because Brewers.
No, but I'm saying that Cliff Lee as the number 2 pitcher, he doesn't have to face all the aces.
Yeah, true.
So he's going to be going up against nobodies.
Yeah. But the Brewers have a great lineup. They're going to get a lot more wins than the Royals. I think Greinke's going to pitch better in the NL than he did in the AL. He has to face teams like the Yankees, Rangers, Red Sox with those lineups. And,
I mean, who's they have to
That
face
is
now?
true.
San Francisco. I mean,
yeah, San Francisco is supposed to be one of the best teams. They have a shitty lineup. Phillies have a pretty good lineup, but losing Worth's going to hurt, like I said. And Dominic Brown can still step up, but I think the lineups, it's just going to be the Phillies and Cardinals. And Greinke only has to face the Cardinals out of that division. It's a big division. I think Greinke's going to toss some good games and win a few games for you.
One thing is that Cliff Lee, the move with him, they're looking for the title. The move for Greinke, they're just looking at the playoffs.
Exactly.
It's just-
I forgot
it's
to
like
mention that.
Comparison there.
That with Cliff Lee, as far as impact goes, Cliff Lee makes them a World Series contender, and like Pep said, Greinke makes them a playoff contender. So it's how you look at it, but I think as far as World Series goes, I think he's still going to give it to the Phillies.
Yeah.
all right. Well, we got a couple more minutes here. I just wanted to throw this out. What do teams like the Yankees and Rangers do now that both these pitchers are gone?
They have to look elsewhere.
Felix Hernandez, maybe?
No, the guy.
Seattle said that they don't want to trade
They
him.
don't want to trade
They don't?
Felix Hernandez. Yep.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's not saying it won't happen, but
It could.
I could still see him making a move like a Liriano or something, but
Yeah.
Twins have a solid team right now. I don't know if they want to
What
let
about
them go. Webb, he could be a bounce back candidate. I mean, this
Yeah.
guy was a former Cy Young Award winner.
he hasn't pitched since April of 2009.
He had a big injury, but that guy is a nasty
He's
slider.
with the
But
Diamondbacks, wasn't he?
yep. But the only problem was the NL West, the Diamondbacks, and he was a Cy Young Award winner. But going after an injury, going to New York, that's going to be a problem, especially facing the Red Sox and Rays lineup. That's going to be tough.
But as like a 4 or 5 pitcher,
You never know.
Yeah,
throw
sure.
him in there, see how he does.
That'll be a nice
It's
one.
a low risk thing.
When you're having Burnett with that kind of payroll as your second guy, there's some problems.
I think he's going to be third. I think they're moving Hughes second.
Hughes. If Pettit retires, you're looking at Sabathia, Hughes, Burnett, Nova, Sergio Mitre. That's not going to work out for.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you want
For
to
the
keep
Yankees.
Pettit.
Yeah.
I don't
If
see
he
them.
doesn't retire.
The best free agent pitcher on the market is still Carl Pavano, and he sucked for the Yankees a couple years ago. So I don't see them making that move. Yankees fans criticize him. That would be more like a Javier Vasquez move, and you saw how that happened. I can still see them making a trade. You can't count Cashman out. He's not going to let the Red Sox get away with it. I don't think the offseason's over yet, and I think they're going to make some moves for the rotation.
Yeah.
And what about these rumors that the Yankees are talking to Manny Ramirez?
Yeah, good
That
luck.
would be
Good
a
luck
shakeup
to him.
shake-up for a Red Sox. So after
I
Red
mean,
Sox
Manny
take
coming
over-
off the bench.
Oh, wow.
Think about that.
Well, would he be coming off the bench? He could be their DH. He would be their
Why would he be
DH.
the DH? Why would he be
They're
the
talking
DH?
about him coming off the bench.
No, why would you come off the bench?
Yeah,
You
that
know-
makes sense.
Huh?
As a pinch hitter, he has no fielding ability.
No, that's why he's going to be coming off the bench. You know, if they need like someone to come in to start in outfield, he'll come in and play, or take occasional DH.
See, I think if I'm in the Yankees, I would put Garner on the bench with a pinch running ability and the fielding ability.
I don't know about that.
Garner's pretty good.
I'm a Yankees fan and I love Garner. He's one of my favorite players. In the
See,
team.
if I'm the Yankees, Manny Ramirez, that would be a big problem for the Red Sox, especially a major blow, and a major blow to Red Sox fans, and a major blow for the Manny to Judah to the Red Sox fans. But I'm looking at, if you're talking about Red Sox, I'm looking at Johnny Damon is a better option than Manny Ramirez for the Yankees. He knows the lineup.
But they want that right-handed hitting outfielder. That's why they're looking.
See, Manny Ramirez grew up in New York. I think he likes New York, and I think he even when he was with the Red Sox, he made statements saying that he wouldn't rule out going to New York later in his career. That would be an interesting option, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see.
You want to get a quick opinion there?
Yeah, I don't know. Good luck to him. I mean, he can bring the drama.
That guy should
to New York
retire.
if he wants.
He
He
should
can bring the
retire.
drama to New York if he wants. But yeah, they can have fun with him now because he's pretty much.
That's going to hurt his legacy if he goes to the Yankees, though. I mean, the guy's already has the steroid problems. He already has that huge thing with the Red Sox. If he goes to the Yankees, that's going to hurt his legacy even more.
Yeah.
Screw Red Sox fans. So I still respect Manny. If he goes to the Yankees, I'll be pissed, and I'm sure I'm not the only one.
But I mean, he has been on 2 teams now since the Red Sox.
Dodgers and the White Sox.
And the Red Sox did kind of force him out of town.
When he was with the White Sox, he didn't.
I mean, he wanted to
Well,
leave
we
too.
forced him
But
out of town mainly because he
No.
was giving us no
Yeah,
option.
he
no,
was.
no, he wanted to
was
leave
no
too.
He
but-
physically did not want to play.
Yes.
on a
But
team.
he did that years prior too.
He went
They
to the
kept-
sign saying, "Trade me to Green Bay for Brett Favre."
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
I'm
that
going-
was
I'm
horrible.
going-
That was
going
horrible.
Brett Favre
That
straight
sucked. That
up.
was
I remember
horrible.
that.
Get out of here. Jason Bay, you were great. Manny Ramirez, you're
I'm
Green
not a
Bay.
fan. I'm not really that big of a fan of Jason Bay.
All right.
All right, well, that wraps up the first part of this. Coming up, we got some NFL, NHL, NBA. So stick around.
Fantasy week.
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yep.